Hello guys, so in this video we will be going to see how we can push Docker images to AWS ECR Elastic Container Repository. Okay, so let's say you have some application in which you are running Docker containers. So for that you would be needing Docker images, and you required some kind of repository to store those images, right? So you can utilize this Amazon ECR Elastic Container Registry, right? So although you can store it in Docker Hub as well, that's an open kind of you can log in there and you can just sign up and create your own account. Then after you can push it there. But I think usually people prefer to have everything in the same place, everything in the same cloud. So that's why ECR would be a better choice. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so I have my like a kind of environment here. So I am kind of logged in inside this machine, which is I would be just treat this machine as a dev machine in which I have an image of this Redis. So let's see how we can push this Redis image to the ECR repository. Okay, so what I'm going to do, first of all, I will going to create a repository. Okay, so for now in this video we will be going to public repository, create public repository. Private, it is just that it requires some IAM permission. That's it. Everything, otherwise everything is same. Okay, so let's go here. So what I'm going to do, I will let's name it, I think demo video. Okay, so I think that's it. If you wanted to kind of upload any logo, you can upload. Otherwise I think everything is fine. Let's create this repository. So once I think this repository is created, you would be able to see some push command as well, right? So first of all, it is asking for retrieving an authentication token, right? Once this authentication token is retrieved, it is asking for you to build your image, but I am assuming you have already built it, so we don't have to do this step usually. Then after, it is asking for tag your image. So whatever image you have to tag it with this tag sort of, and then after you can push it to the by using this command. Okay, so before this it requires you AWS. If you see, we have this command, right? So it needs AWS CLI basically to be installed on your machine. So what we are going to do, we will just come here and search on Google AWS CLI installation, and I think this will be the first link. It will redirect you to the right page definitely. So based on your OS type, you can kind of choose the right method. So I am on Ubuntu machine, so I am going to use this basically. Okay, so I will copy this, come here and just paste it. So before, if you see, I run AWS command AWS not found. Now I am going to paste this copied command, right? So kind of it is download that zip file, then after I think unzip it, and that's it. So now you see AWS command is there. It is just that I have to use it correctly. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to configure this AWS credentials in this machine, right? So what we have to do, we have to write AWS configure. Okay, in the AWS configure, it is going to ask you access key and secret token. So for that, what we have to do, you just have to open the IAM, identity and access management, and open your user. So my username is AWS dev, and inside this user you have to create the security credentials. Okay, so I will come here and just create access keys. Okay, so I will create an access key. So I got this access key, just paste this access key right here. I think there's some issue. Yes. Then after I will copy this, paste it. Region name is, so I am kind of going to use this Mumbai region, which is AP-South-1. So this would be the name. And if you are in the another region, you can just tag this US East 1, US East 2, whatever it is, right? Code basically. So I'm going to use AP South 1, then after default output furnace none. Okay, once this is done, what we have to do, we have to run the same commands that we have read from the ECR repositories. Okay, so we have to copy those commands, right? First of all, we are going to run this. So after this, you would be definitely getting a message that login is succeed, right? Once this login is succeed, what we have to do, we have to build this image. So I am assume if you don't have image, it is asking for you to build it, but I already have the image. Okay, so this Redis image. So what I am going to do, I am kind of push this Redis image only. Okay, so I don't need to push this, I mean build it. Then after, it is asking for, my bad, I think, not sure why my, okay, so what I have to do, it is asking you to tag your image, whatever you have, with this kind of, right? So what I will do, so I have to push this Redis image. It is the image which you have created on your local machine, tag which is already latest, but if you, in case you have any other tag, you can change this tag as well. Then after, you have to push it, use this. Okay, so let's say in your ECR repository you have multiple images for multiple purpose, like Redis, RabbitMQ, or maybe the Mosquito broker, or maybe any other thing. In that case, what you can do, you can utilize this tag as the your image name basically. Okay, so rather than latest, what I am going to do, I will be going to use this repository name as an tag. Okay, so that all the images can be stored in a single repository rather than creating multiple different repositories for all the images, right? So that would be easier for us to kind of handle things, right? So I have tagged it. Now if you go and hit Docker images, so now you would be able to see that we have two images. First one is Redis latest, and then after second one is which we have tagged, right, with tag Redis. Once this is done, what it is saying, we have to push this, right? My bad, why not? So we have to copy this command, then after enter it, and we have to just put paste it. So make sure you have to replace the tag, right, whichever you have kind of created in the previous command, right? So I am just going to enter it, and once this is done, it is kind of preparing it, and then after it is started to push it to the ECR repository. And once I think this will done, we are going to again back to the AWS console and we'll refresh there, right? So it will take hardly, I think, in seconds. uh, yeah, so this has been pushed, so we will come back here and just refresh it. So it is taking time although in refresh, but I think so we have this image Redis, image type is image pushed at August 2nd, which is the right time, and then after size and copy URI if in case you need this URI, and whatever the digest number, right? So in this way basically we can utilize this Amazon ECR repository. So one thing I wanted to highlight, like although it is public repository registry, but that doesn't mean anyone can pull this, right? uh, if you wanted to pull that, still need your AWS IAM credentials, I mean, right? Only thing is we haven't assigned any specific or the IAM condition, IAM permissions on this role. Okay, so that would be utilized in the private repository. So that's it for this video. If you have any queries or comment, do post it down in the comment section. Thanks.